We know it's so annoying to tell you to trust in something that you can't see. You can't see emotion, and you don't have to. The first sign of your manifestation is the emotion. And the emotion is not this nebulous thing. The emotion is coming from straight source energy. This emotion is a manifestation. And it's the first sign of your physical manifestation. The physical manifestation is going to come if you feel good about your desire, because that's how easy it is. But then it feels like there's a piece in the puzzle that's missing. Because if we're saying, and we are saying, that if you can conjure the feeling of your desire, then and the feeling is enough, and the feeling is actually what you're looking for, the feeling of the desire, the feeling that you would have when you would have the desire, if you can conjure that feeling where you are right now, then you achieve the satisfaction factor, aka you feel good where you are. And in feeling good where you are, you're in the vortex, and then you're able to allow the momentum to ensue. You allow the transfer from the vortex into your mind. You allow the details in your mind, or the details to translate into your mind, so that you get impulses, you get these ideas, and you follow through on them, and they yield you the results that you want. So as we see that the emotion is this is interesting, as emotion is a real manifestation that you're really looking for, and since you have the positive emotion, since your manifestation has already been manifested in the form of a positive emotion that you're now feeling, then that means that you did it. You completed your manifestation. You can now cross it. It's still not here yet, but it's done. It's underway. You will soon see it. And so if you can feel it, then you can see it. And when you do feel it and you feel secure and you find the success in the emotion, then you will feel it. So as we say that the emotion is the real success, the emotion is a real manifestation, what about the physical manifestation? Are we just saying completely give up on your physical manifestations because we don't think that you're going to get them either, so just be okay with emotion? Not even in the slightest. What we're saying is that this emotional manifestation, this is how you remain secure in the satisfaction factor, in your ability to feel good. This is how you stay feeling good all the way up to the point where you get that manifestation, because when that manifestation comes, it's really quick. It's over in a flash. The manifestation, boom, there it is. And so most of your life is not about this manifestation. We're not trying to get you to have manifestation after manifestation, because we understand that the true reason why you came is for the joy of the journey. It's for the exploration of life. It's for the joy of the journey. And what do we really mean by the joy of the journey? We mean to say that even if you understand all this, and even if you're an expert, that still doesn't, it's not like this is a secret club that we're all shaking your hands in and we're indicting you. It's not like that. It's actually, you know what it is that you're all, even knowing all this, you still all have to follow the rules, or you're not. Your reality is governed by the law of attraction. So no one can buck the current of the law of attraction. So you have to learn how to go with the flow. So this knowledge, it helps you find your balance quicker, because there's always going to be contrast. There's always going to be the new desire that's always going to feel unfamiliar, and your job is to make it familiar. Because your job is to talk yourself into your manifestations, aka you have to find a way to feel good about your desire. But once you feel good about your desire, and you're for a fact, you can feel good about it for 17 seconds so that you're ready. Because the thing is about your desire is that in order for you to see the experience the manifestation, all you have to do is be ready. And someone will say, well, how long do I have to be ready? And we're like, well, it's either now, because right now is your power, right now is your point of attraction. So it's either right now, the virtue of whatever you're thinking about this desire, or just any desire in general. Are you ready or not? That's as simple as it is. Are you ready now or not? Are you thinking more about the presence of it now or the absence of it right now? Are you hopeful or are you more doubtful? That's really what it comes down to, because this moment is where your point of attraction is. So we want you to really understand that the feeling is the real manifestation, but then what do you do next? And we're saying that's where things get interesting, because that's the part that you came for. You came for the grid filling in, because the emotion is the grid filling in. The emotion isn't just some isolated part. The emotion is the sign, or is literally your grid filling in. So by the time you feel good feeling emotion, that means that you didn't kill your dream. That means that momentum is now ensuing. That means that you are going to see your manifestation rather soon, because the details will start filling in. But your job, and we love saying this to you, your job is to claim the success of your manifestation, your emotional manifestation, because the emotional manifestation is what you want. So if you tell yourself things like, well, I already felt the emotional manifestation of, like, I feel this desire, I feel it, and that's amazing, like, I love feeling it, then now the absence is gone. Because it's not that the absence is wrong, because it's not wrong. But remember, you can be right and you can still be crossways of your own source energy. And the same way, that's what we're saying, is not that the absence is wrong, because it is absent, but it's just your inner being is not thinking that thought. So that the thought of the absence messes up with it gets in the way of your satisfaction factor. And that's the thing that's required in order for you to see your desires and to all the way to fruition, to bring your desires all the way home, because you're so close and you can feel it. You can feel how close you are. You can feel that you're on the brink of something. You can feel like it's almost there and it's ready to pop. And truly, there are so many things there. Everything is ready to pop, but there's that one piece of impatience that's knocking on your window, and because you feel impatient, because you have thoughts of like, what can I do? What more can I do? And it's not about action. It's about expectation. It's about understanding the laws of the universe. It's about understanding that if I feel it, I will see it. And since I do feel it, I'm going to see it, but I'm not letting this see it screw me over. Because I'm feeling it now, because I already felt it now. Do you get what we're saying? So instead of seeing your desire as, future tense, instead of being like, okay, I feel my desire and I know it's going to manifest. So when is it going to manifest? So instead of saying that, it's saying, I know I feel my desire and I love feeling it, and I know that means it's going to manifest, but right now I have the piece of it that I can enjoy. I can milk it now. I can enjoy this manifestation for the fun of it. I can enjoy the emotion of it, and enjoying the emotion of it, and talking about the success of emotion. And as you claim success to the emotion that you feel, the positive emotion that you're feeling about your desire, then you made it. And we're not saying you made it in the sense where now you accomplished everything. We're saying you now let the momentum, the ball is rolling. The car will go down the hill. And do you know what happens next? First, there's emotion, and then there's ideas. You start to receive our thoughts, the thoughts of your inner being. And by the time you're receiving thoughts of your inner being, then you're ready to go. Then you're going to get an impulse soon enough. And that impulse, when it comes, you have to follow it, because you're always in a receiving mode. You're all the time, because whatever you're broadcasting, that's how you set your receiving mode. You're broadcasting, and then you're setting your receiving mode. So friends, it's really all about understanding that you already did all of the work. You did everything. And now your job is to just tune your frequency. That's it. Because you already have a vortex. Your vortex is already swarming and swirling with these cooperative components. And that's never going to change. So there's never an action thing that you have to do, because ultimately there's no action that will ever make up for misaligned energy. That's what we're saying. It's really worth all of your time to align your energy, to understand, to watch videos like this, to understand exactly what's going on here, what's governing your universe, which is the law of attraction, and to understand your place in all this, and to understand above all that your emotions mean a lot more than anyone understood ever, because your emotions come from source, because your emotions are your proof, are your evidence that you really are more than this body, and that not only are you more than this body, but you continue to be more than this body, even in this body. And that's the thing about you being more than a human in your body. You still have to become that source energy. You have to be that source energy in this now moment, because you can't summon all this energy and then deny it by virtue of your negative emotion, because that's the thing. It's not letting yourself be who you really are. That's what your negative emotion is all about. It's not about the money and the stuff, because what we're saying is, this really isn't a conversation about manifestations. This is a conversation about you being you, and in you being you, and in you taking score of the way that you feel, taking score of the way that you feel, allowing your emotion, and understanding that your emotion, how you feel about your desire, is the only accurate way to measure your progress of your desire. Because remember, then you're the creator that you came here to be. Because remember, all the while that you're making your way towards your desire, you're not going to see any evidence. So that means that if you're looking at reality, if you're taking score of reality, there's two things that you don't want to do. You don't want to take score of reality, and you don't want to talk about you don't want to fight for your limitations. So if you're, in this world, if you're in this now moment and you're looking around for signs of your desire, you're not going to see it. And that's not because it's not there. And that's the thing. It's not that it's not there. It's just that there's another reality. This physical reality isn't the whole reality. It's not the whole picture. And it makes sense, because where is everyone getting all this stuff from? There's nothing that makes one more worthy or more talented than the other. There's no committee that's deciding and divvying up all of, because it's not just one big pie and we're all getting pieces of it. It's not like that. It's actually, everyone's pie is as big as they're able to allow, because everyone has big desires. Everyone does. But the thing is everyone spending time aligning with those desires? Are they tuning their frequencies, or are they just taking life as it is, taking it day by day, and just throwing it together and letting it all be a crapshoot? Because that's not what we're about. We're not here for the little things. We're here for things that really, those quote unquote big things, the things that really ring your bells, the things that feel you that you would call pipe dreams or wacky, because those are the things that are all viable. If the idea ever came into your mind, if the idea does come into your mind, if you know your desire and you can clearly state it, even if it's just a desire, then it can be achieved. And what you're saying, it's really easy to do it. And now you understand it. Now you understand that if you want it and you feel good about it, then the feeling good about it is not only the prize, but that's the measurement of your success. So let's almost make an example of that. So imagine you want money, like you need a lot of money, and you need, like yesterday, you need pronto. So you're like, okay, why do I want this money? Because talk about what you want and why you want it, because the why will always allow you to continue the momentum of your desire, not the absence, but the momentum of your desire. So as you allow the momentum of your desire to, grow because law of attraction is what makes things grow, and your attention is basically letting, or your attention is what law of attraction is growing. Is that interesting? Because law of attraction will grow, but whatever you're giving your attention to, that's what grows. So that's the thing, whatever you're focusing on. But we're saying sometimes when you focus on something, then there's always because there's a thought, and then after the thought there's always an accompanying emotion, and it's so simultaneous, so it seems like they're one and the same, but it's a thought and then there's emotion. It's always like that. So then if a thought feels good to you, meaning if you think a thought and then the emotion that you feel feels good, then that means that you keep going along that path, because you will manifest something. But if it feels bad to you, then your inner being is saying, that's your guidance system telling you, that's your negative emotion is telling you, if you continue thinking in this path, you're not going to go what you want. So don't think about this anymore. Drop this at the first sign of negative emotion. Drop it, bail out, flop on it. Most of the times you're not discriminatory like that, because you don't believe that feeling good is virtuous. You don't feel safe, or you don't feel secure and trusting in this vibrational reality. And we're just saying, try it sometimes, bite the bullet and feel happy, and really talk about the success of the emotional manifestation. Talk about how good you feel about this desire, because remember, this is the thing, your desire is 99% completed even before you see anything. Rome wasn't built in one day, but it vibrationally was built in one day. Even before there was a brick, it was vibrationally built in one day, the whole entire empire. And we're saying it's the same thing with all of your empires. It's all there. But when you look at reality and you look for the evidence of it, you're not going to see anything of it. And then you're going to come to the conclusion it's not absent. And we're saying, no, it's not that it's not absent, it's becoming. And you're like, well, I don't see any sign of the becoming. So if I could just see a little bit, and we're like, but you're not going to see it until it's there, because you want these crummy little things, because ultimately you're getting these crummy manifestations, but we're like, that's not what you really came here for. What you really came here for is the things that really ring your bells. In order for you to get the things that really ring your bells, you need big leverage. And in order to get big leverage, you have to be a match to it. You have to be able to sustain that vibration. And how do you sustain that vibration? It's all about the satisfaction factor. And so what do we really mean about that? We mean the whole time you're going towards your desire, you're not going to see any evidence. And that's just the way it is, because that's just how it is. That's how vibrational reality exists. That's what it makes sense, because it's 99% already completed, right? So in this 99% completion phase, then the 1% is, that's why you got to go into the library, you got to take that book out, you got to get into the bank, you got to get that, you got to get into your vortex and then translate it with your eyes, because no one can translate your vortex for you. It's your vortex. It's yours. It's encoded with your DNA. It's about who you have become. It holds all of your desires and hopes and dreams. It knows you perfectly. And when you manifest it, when you become matched to it, everything that manifests from your vortex is going to fit so nicely into your life. So while you're on this journey, right, you're not gonna see any evidence. So how can you test, or how can you understand your progress? How can you understand your progress? By how you feel. That's the only accurate way, because how you feel is about your vibrational indication, about how your inner being feels about it. So when you're like, oh, like, how do I feel about money? Because I talk about what I wanted, like the why, it just feels good, it feels fun, it feels easy. I've been feeling, more of the time, I've been feeling pretty good about my money. I've been feeling quite excited actually about it. I'm so excited to be rich and buy everything that I want and have all my bills paid for me and just have so much surplus money left over. Like, I'm quite excited for that. So my money's going actually really well. It is going really well because I feel so good about it. Then the money has to come to you. It has to come to you, because now you're matched to it. Now you're not talking about the absence of it, because that's the only thing that ever slows your manifestation down. It contradicts the energy, is you talking about the absence, is you being like, yeah, I feel good about it, but it's still not here. We're like, you gotta get that piece out of there. You just gotta get that piece out of there. You gotta understand, hey, once you feel good about your desire, you achieve the vibrational harmony with your desire. And in feeling good about your desire, now you did your work. Now you can enjoy the details filling in. And we're telling you, the details, they have to fill in. It is the law after